Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this first Saturday in May. It's hard to believe, May the 2nd. First Saturday means that normally Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith would be in the studio with Shelby McCall and myself. But, you know, things have changed in the last 6 or 7 weeks. And Shelby,
we got COPD.
No, you got them all wrong there. No, Gene. That's Gene Smith. You recognize that deep voice of his. But the Pun Master, we're the only outdoor radio show that I know of that has not only a poet laureate in Charlie Covington, but we have our own Pun Master. And so be prepared later on the show that we'll pun you to death with Gene Smith. But right now we're switching. Hey, man, we're going out to California. We're going all the way out to California, Santa Rosa, California, to talk about a product that if you look at their website right now, Buff USA, and you see and you want pick out one of their great masks or great face protectors from the sun and everything, it's going to say sold out on it. A lot of them will say sold out. I've got on my Buff right now mask, my camo mask. My wife is wearing her gray Buff mask, and so I wanted to talk to Casey Rowley. Casey's been on this show before. Buff has been a supporter of Outdoors for Larry Ray for several years, and he is the media marketing manager for Buff. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning. Early morning here in
morning out there in California.
It's nice, calm, and quiet. It's good to be up.
Well, I know things are going crazy. Right. Talk about what's going on at Buff now.
Yeah. So about a month ago, we were all in the middle of home isolation, quarantine, and, the CDC and our government, employed the recommendation of cloth face coverings or face masks.
Yes.
We were all working from home, worried about what was to come for the future of the outdoor industry, hunting, fishing, which is huge for us. And that news caught us all by surprise on a Friday night when our sales started increasing. Site traffic at buffusa.com was increasing.
Yes.
And we knew that we had our hands full for the next couple weeks. And so we have been, selling a decent amount of product. As, full disclosure, our Buff head and neckwear is designed for outdoor pursuits.
It is, yes. But
hunting, fishing, sun protection, cold wind. Yeah.
But it can be utilized in other ways that I'm finding out, and I've run into other Buff people. You know what? I mean, if I'm in a Lowe's or I'm in a Walmart, there goes somebody wearing a Buff going by me here.
I've seen them outside my window as I work from home, which is, sure, I'd see a runner once in a while.
Yeah.
But to see them in such high concentration at the Lowe's, at the Home Depots is pretty wild.
And you have how many variations now? I mean, you look at your website, I'm just amazed where I might have looked at it 2 years ago, Casey, and see it now. You guys have expanded.
Yeah. I mean, our tubular multifunctional headwear, which we invented nearly 30 years ago, is kind of our core product. We have, hundreds of colors and patterns and variations of junior sizes.
Yeah.
Some have insect shield. Some are meant for hot weather with cooling technology. We've now expanded into gloves and arm sleeves and different types of masks for different outdoor pursuits.
But at the same time, your roots are in protection. I mean, when it comes
absolutely, yeah. And full disclosure, back to COVID-19 and our masks. I mean, there's never been any testing on our product as a germ or virus barrier.
Yeah,
I think we've learned a lot about what masks do, what masks do not do. It started with the medical professionals and now has expanded into people like you and I, where we're supposed to wear a cloth.
Yes,
covered, and it can satisfy those uses, but it's designed really to protect others from, say, maybe you coughing or sneezing. It might stop a few of those water droplets and just keep us overall safer. But there's been no testing. We're not medical grade.
No.
It's really the sun and the dust.
You look at it. you guys have gone big into fishing, and I know Dave and Gene are listening to this. You have some of the big pro anglers, I mean, wearing buff, right? I mean, for protection.
Yeah, we work with, we're a company that kind of dabbles in many different sports, but we have been lucky enough to partner with Ott Defoe.
Yes, I was going to get it.
Everyone on this program would
Everybody
know him
knows Ott, and in fact, we're going to have Ott on in a couple of weeks because he's a fabulous person. I wanted you to mention that. We haven't. This is not prearranged, folks. I don't have. This is not Larry King Live. This is Larry Ray Dead, as I tell everybody. And but I was hoping you would mention Ott because he's such a fabulous person, and you've been able to put him on the protection you guys from the rays of the sun. So talk about the product itself, what it was invented for, and maybe a little journey here about where it's come from.
Sure thing. Yeah, I mean, we're a global company, based out of Barcelona, Spain.
That's it. Yeah.
Our product was really invented for dust and sun protection in the Pyrenees on our founders' motorcycle trips.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So we started in moto and went to endurance sports, and then you bring the product and the company to the America, and we found a stronghold in fishing, sun protection.
Yeah. And I know Dave just can't wait, or Gene just can't wait to ask you where the name came from. Buff. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that one.
Don't you guys want to know? My audience does. I'm sure my audience wants to know what's the buff here.
I'm an old Air Force guy. I know what a buff is in the Air Force.
Well, you're in the buff. No, we're not getting
different interpretation.
Yeah, we're not going to put that in front of me right now. But tell us, Casey, what's the name for buff?
Well, if anyone on your program speaks Spanish,
yes, we have some. Yes,
Spanish.
Yeah.
The word bufanda
means
scarf.
Yeah.
And so buff is a shortened version of scarf in Spanish because we're based out of Barcelona, Spain. And the name Buff really stuck.
It has stuck, and it's a fabulous company here, folks. And if you go to buffusa.com, is that right, Casey?
That's it.
Go to Buff USA. They're all over the world, and I don't know how many lines of scarves do you have? You got any idea?
Man, I mean, right now, like you mentioned, our website has depleted a lot of different of our go-to styles, but we are, we have a healthy inventory on there. And also for your listeners to note, we have over 1,200 retailers.
There you go.
In the United States.
Yes.
Big box stores like REI and Dick's Sporting Goods, Academy Sports, West Marine.
You can find them here.
Some of those may be shipping or might have curbside pickup for those smaller stores.
Yes.
On our website, we do have a dealer locator too. So if
it'll tell you,
local in Memphis area, look us up. Then maybe find a local retailer.
And it's what's the amazing thing about this? They're very affordable, and it's for protection. And I know, like I said, I've got mine on right now. When I leave the studio after this, I go in any business, I've got it on. And now, I don't have any buff gloves. I didn't know you had gloves, so I've got my buff mask on, as I say it, and everything. Casey Rolick, thank you, buddy, for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Again, but folks, you need to get them. It's BUFF. BuffUSA.com. Get it. Thank you, Casey. All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Stay in touch. Go back to bed, Casey. Thank you.
I might get on the water pretty soon.
All right, go ahead. All right. Thanks, Casey. All right.
Bye.
All right, Casey Rolick. And guys, I know that this thing was invented to keep your face from sunburn and things along that line, because it does go over your head, but I bring mine down. We're in that time, and Gene, you know this, being in the outdoors, and Dave too. Protection is so important.
Right now, the mosquitoes are really tough.
Oh, this will keep them off, but at the same time, that the sun rays. It doesn't take me long. You know that.
Probably help you from eating half a dozen gnats too out there.
That happens when you're turkey hunting. These things will work just like that, and. But anyway, Casey Roligan of Buff, and it's a fascinating thing that from Barcelona, Spain, they picked this up from the scarfs in the Pyrenees over there. And, how that's become, just go to their website, Buff USA, and look at the history of the company. Somebody really came up with a good idea. It's one of those things, why didn't I think about it?
Right. You think everything's been invented, but it hadn't.
No. And in today's masks, have you ever seen so many masks? I know
it. I wanted a camo one, but they gave me one with flowers on it.
Well, you could take that, but you can get you one and just draw on it, but just write Gene across the front of it. You could do something like that.
We could draw big teeth on those white ones.
You could do that, all right. But anyway, okay. Now we got time. You got a pun? You got a pun before we end this segment?
Oh yeah. The Potato family just sat down to eat the dinner.
Hold on. The Potato family.
Yeah, the
Potato
family. They sat down to eat.
Okay.
And the mother and the three daughters were sitting down, and one of the daughters said, "Oh, Dad, I got an announcement to make. I'm getting married." He said, "Oh, right. Well, who are you going to marry?" I said, "I'm going to marry a Russell potato." He said, "Oh, those Russell potatoes are great. Oh, man, congratulations." Other daughter said, "Well, I'm getting married too." He said, "Well, who are you going to marry?" I said, "I'm going to marry an Idaho potato." "Oh, yeah, that was super." And the third daughter said, "Well, I got an announcement too." She said, "I'm getting married too." She said, "Well, who you married?" He said, "Ted Koppel." And the day said, "Oh my gosh, he's a commentator."
I know, Dave. It's hard. You have to put up with this, Dave. And I don't. What?
I'm looking forward to our pilgrimage in July. If we're still able to make it.
Yeah. I'm praying for you right now. I've already put you all on my prayer list. You and Gene across country. With by the time that you get to Phoenix, as Glenn Campbell was saying, and you go past the Wichita lineman, you will be out of puns. That's for sure. So all right, hang on, folks. Take a break. Come back. We're going to talk to the Turkey Man himself now. The man, Hoot Hazelgrove, out of Toone, Tennessee. What was that? Did I hear a noise? That was definitely a noise. Let's take a break. Be right back.